All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And as you can see in the title, Societal Collapse and GRAPE. All right. And if you know, then you know. I'm not talking about the fruit. But yeah, basically I was the thought came to me, and I remember I had noted it down in my sit down journal. But in any case, the thought came to me. And pretty much I was gonna title it differently along the lines of that they will fall right in line, which really maybe I should have titled it that way, but it's all right. And it's basically um you have people today, and more so women today, men included, but mainly on the women's side of things, because of societal factors, because of artificial life. Okay, when I say artificial life, I mean this modern day society that we live in. All right, it has given or it has created a false sense of security. Okay, and it isn't until that artificial society collapses and breaks down and shatters to pieces that the reality fully sets in. See, as this artificial society collapses, um, people start to see the reality slowly setting in. But once this place completely goes down and that veil gets lifted, all right, that's when the fullness of what reality actually is like is going to set in. Okay. And the scriptures talk about war and chaos. When first off, when they declare martial law is warlike law. So under what conditions would they declare warlike law or martial law? Under warlike conditions, under chaotic situations. All right. And one of the number one things that happens during either war or situations where hell breaks loose. Matter of fact, even society just functioning as it is, without that, is grief. Okay. And um, Isaiah 4:1. Okay, as we're gonna read as well, 7 women taking hold of one man in that day. All right, it says in that day. Now the question is, what's gonna be so different now versus in that day that's gonna completely change these women's mindset? Okay, it goes to show you that in that day there's gonna be a very insane level of destruction, collapse, chaos, and grief. All right. Now, reading a little bit about societal collapse, it says here societal collapse. They actually have a study for this, or yeah, they call it uh, collapsology. Anyway, it says societal collapse, also known as civilizational collapse, is the fall of a complex human society characterized by the loss of cultural identity and socioeconomic complexity, the downfall of government, and the rise of violence. All right, and precepts that should come to mind is what Second Esdras 15. Okay, that they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. It says possible causes of a societal collapse include natural catastrophe, war, pestilence, famine. So what now? What should be coming to mind? Matthew 24, right? So now you understand why the Lord said these are the beginning of sorrows, because war, pestilence, famine, natural catastrophe, earthquakes could fall into that category. And these are things that lead to societal collapse or beginning of sorrows, because once society collapses, all hell is going to break loose. It's going to be chaos because there's going to be no order, right? As it says, the downfall of government and the rise of violence. But it goes on to read, it says economic collapse, which we are headed for, as they've been warning and warning and warning. Well, really, they're warning of a global recession. All right. But we got to watch and see. It's more than likely going to be a collapse. It says population decline and mass migration a collapsed society may revert to a more primitive state, be um be absorbed into a stronger society, or completely disappear. So a more primitive state. Now let's look up the word primitive, and it says here, relating to, denoting, or preserving the character of an early stage in the evolutionary or historic. Okay, interesting. Not what we're looking for here. But let's see. There we go. A person belonging to a pre-literate, non-industrial society, having a quality or style that offers an extremely basic level of comfort. Now, the key is in the similar words. You have the word ancient, right, or earliest, or prehistoric, right? Primal. Now, when oftentimes we, for example, you had the video that Elder Pastor Tahar did not long ago concerning, if you can deal with your niece. Well, let me be careful with my words here. All right, if you could deal with your niece, all right. Which, when you listen to the video, clearly he states that um in the ancient world, this is what the law is. All right. All right. In the ancient world, this is basically what the law is, and and this is how things were during that time. In today's modern day society, as things have been westernized and people's mindsets have been artificialized and modernized, it sounds, there are a lot of things that there were laws on or happened back then that now when you think of is crazy, right? Well, guess what? When you see the word primitive, as it says, one of the words here, similar words, is ancient, right? Or first, or earliest, or prehistoric. So what is said here is, during a societal collapse, a society may revert. When you revert, you go back, okay, to a more primitive state. So the kind of situations that were happening in the ancient world or in the past, before the artificialization, if that's a word, of society, to where this false sense of security and all of these things have been created, it's gonna revert back to those times where today you got security cameras everywhere. Today you got, you can pick up the phone, call 911. That wasn't like that in the ancient world. It wasn't like that in the past. It's more modern now. But once this modern society, or at least what you have of it, collapses, for that period of time during that collapse where things revert to a more primitive state, you're going to be seeing a lot of wild things. Okay, a lot of lawlessness that you would consider lawlessness, because the modern day laws prevent these things from happening. But since there's anarchy, there's chaos, all right, those laws are not, they don't, people are not going to regard them. And it's going to be a very violent and scary time. The scriptures say in Second Ezra, I believe the fifth chapter, that incontinency, all right, is gonna be multiplied, meaning that people are not gonna restrain themselves. They're gonna go all out. They're not gonna have self control, or they're just gonna, whatever they want, whatever they like, whatever they want to do. Okay, and a prime target in societal collapse, a prime target are women. It happens during war. It happens in regular society. you know, and that there's a reason why all throughout history there's a difference between the freedoms of men and women, between the way men and women dress, between how they're treated and taken care. There's a reason why there's a difference, because the dynamic between a man and a woman is different. Okay, the scriptures tell you that if you have a daughter, you're supposed to keep a close eye on her. All right, so because more in most cases you have what they would call, I guess, predators or whatever. But in most cases, the women are not the predators; they're the prey. Okay, I'm just using words for an example here. So if they are the prey, then who are the predators? If the predators are the men and the women are the prey, then if you have a woman, you gotta watch over her, because she is prey to some other predator out there. Okay, maybe not the best terms to use, but you get the point that I'm making here. So I found this article here, and it says "Grape in War." the prevalence of grape, and it's just I just found it here, and as I was reading through it, it just has such emphasis on basically how this it almost becomes second nature whenever there's war or there's chaos. Like it just becomes a part of that time. Okay, it becomes grape becomes a part of the setting of war or chaos. Okay, a dude breaks into a house. Hell, shit is chaotic. Shit is breaking loose. He sees a woman. He has desire onto her. He doesn't give a there's fires go. He doesn't give a you know. And I'm gonna read a few of these paragraphs here, but it's going to show you why in that time you're gonna have these women so desperate for a man of the Lord, desperate for somebody to protect them, you know, and watch over them and keep them. Going back to the Hebrew word shamar, okay, because this is what is gonna things are gonna revert back to, and the emphasis of these kinds of lessons are to you know put you in the right mindset, because when this thing goes down, you're going to need Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to deliver you, even though more than likely he might send a man to come and protect you. He is going to have that happen. He is going to have you find that man of the Lord and not run into somebody else that has ill intentions towards you. The Lord is the one who's going to guide you to where you may be able to escape, or you may run into somebody just in time. But if you out here, you know, hopping on the carousel, just doing all manner of wickedness, then what's going you gonna be one of these grapes. You're gonna be the grapes that get graped when that time comes. Okay, and that's not the only thing, but it's in most cases it's an additional thing for women. Now men also get graped, okay, but it's more common with women. That's more than likely one of the first things where if all hell is breaking loose and a dude sees a woman, he more than likely ain't gonna kill her off the bat. Okay, he's gonna grape, and then maybe he might keep her, and or he might kill her, or he might eat her, whatever the case may be. But this is yes, it's to put fear in you. It's supposed to put fear in you, so that you can you know I don't want to end up as one of those victims. I don't want to end up like that. I'm gonna stay right in line. A lot of women that come on the common board, and I'm not talking about the sisters that you know are in order. I'm talking about those that come on running their mouth, that say whatever they want to say, that move about like they're untouchable. Go read some of these documents, and you'll get a better sense of reality. Okay, what why was it that none of these women turned into Wonder Woman and just started fighting, beating up these men? So now it says here the prevalence of grape. It says violence against women in conflict situations assumes many forms, because the scriptures tell you that what they are the weaker vessel, so they can easily be overpowered. It says here grape is often only one of the ways in which women are targeted, but while other abuses such as murder and other forms of torture have been long have long been denounced as war crimes, grape has been downplayed as an unfortunate but inevitable side effect of sending men to war. And don't just imagine, oh, war like war. When all hell breaks loose, it's gonna be warlike situations, and it's gonna be the same thing. And as you'll find out, they don't in often in certain cases they don't care how old you are. Okay, if you move, you if it moves and it breathes. But anyway, it says here, it thus is ignored as a human rights abuse. Then, when grape is reported and condemned, as it has been in Bosnia, Herzegovina, it says the abuses are called unprecedented and unique in their scale. In fact, wartime grape has never been limited to a certain era or a particular part of the world. You hear that? You hear that? It has never been limited to a certain era or a particular part of the world. So from generation to generation, this is something that happens. From different parts of the world, it's something that happens. It just takes certain conditions. And those conditions are about to be put on overdrive very soon. So for all you playing games out here, you better stop playing those games because soon the games are gonna want to play you, and you ain't gonna want to be played. All right, but you ain't really gonna have an option then. Um. Oh, okay, Khan. This is a good one. Let's see. Warriors. All right. When I get to that verse, I'll come back and read this right here. Some good information the brother put up. But it says here um, during World War II, for example, Moroccan mercenary troops fought with Free French forces in Italy on terms that included license to grape and plunder in enemy territory. Nazis graped Jewish women despite soldiers' concerns with race defilement and graped countless women in their path as they invaded the Soviet Union. The Soviets then exacted their revenge upon German women as the troops battled their way to Berlin. More recent history provides further evidence of wartime grape. Pakistani soldiers fighting to suppress Bangladesh's independence, which was declared in 1971, terrorized the Bengali people with night raids, during which women were graped in their villages or carted off to soldiers' barracks. And in Isaiah 13, which I have, it tells you that because you're gonna oftentimes these women, it's not just like they're just single women all up around. These are people's wives, somebody's daughter, somebody's mother, somebody's wife. So imagine what it's going to be like for the dude if his woman gets taken from him and gets raped. He might get raped. She might get taken off, and he can't do anything about it. He can only sit there and suffer the pain of what he just witnessed, and the even worse pain of his imagination of what was going to be happening to her after they take her away, as she's screaming for help from him, and he can't do anything. You understand that the Most High can be very, very uh he can cause some major evil. Put it like that. All right. So you don't want to end up in these kinds of positions because you're gonna find out why it's gonna be a time like never before. Anyway, it says here, similarly, Turkish troops participating in the 1974 invasion and occupation of Cyprus were notorious for the widespread rape of women and girls. In one instance, 25 girls who reported their grapes by Turkish soldiers to Turkish officers were then graped again by those officers. You see? And this is why a lot of women are going to be up in fear because it's going to be like let's say you get trapped in somebody's basement when shit hits the fan and you get raped and you finally manage to escape and you run out and shit is not society is in collapse and you finally run into somebody and you asking for help and then they take you and then they grape you. It's going number one traumatize a lot of people because they're not gonna know who to what to do. Who can I trust? Anybody that's in their mind, anybody that sees them is gonna be after them. Put it like this: if you were in the animal kingdom and you were a gazelle or a roe, and you ran from one lion and you saw another lion, and you ran from that lion and you saw another lion, you realized you were in the midst of a pack of lions. And every corner you turn, there's a lion there, and they all want one thing. What then? So when you find, I don't know, I'm just example say, but if you find an animal that's not going to be a lion trying to eat you, do you know with how much speed you're going to try to run to that? It was the same thing. For them to find a man of the Lord that's going to be able to protect them from who and what. But a lot of them are not thinking of these things because shit hasn't hit the fan yet. They don't even think that of situations like this as possibilities for them to even think, oh, maybe I should amend my ways. When we tell them repent, all hell is going to break loose. They don't imagine these kinds of things. It only hits them when it hits home, and in most cases, it's going to be too late. It says here in Bosnia, countless women have been attacked and brutally raped, and that's one thing you need to understand is that these brutal grapes they're not there to make love to you. You know, where you you punch in the bag right. You know what I mean? You're doing all the right things. That's these grape artists are not there to do that. Okay, they're not there to make the next hit, grape song with you or whatever the case is. They're there for themselves. They're there for their pleasure. They don't give a damn how you feel. Understand that. So brutally graped, you may be, they may grab your hair, pull you, punch you in the face, if you try to resist, stomp you in your stomach, kick you. All they don't care about what you are. No, they don't give a damn. You could be bleeding and black eyed and all of that, and they still gonna grape you and then throw your ass wherever if they don't kill you. This is the serious reality of what's about to take place very soon. And then they might pass you to their boys for you to get gang raped, as it mentions over here in this in this document right here. So it's definitely a time that you rise up, you women that are at ease. Reality is coming and it ain't waiting for you. And trust and believe tears will definitely not save you. So you better get right, man. You better get right. It says here a 39-year-old Croatian woman was detained in Omarska, a detention camp where Serbian forces tortured and summarily executed scores of Muslims and Croats. She recounted her grape by a reserve captain of the self-proclaimed Serbic Republic. He threw me on the floor and someone else came into the room. Both Grabovac and this other man started to beat me. And that's a it says they said I was a Ustasa and that I needed to give birth to a Serb, that I would then be different. And that's what you gotta understand in this society, for a man to even for even the men rapists like Fleece Johnson gonna be out. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's it. That's it. Shalom, bro. How about Shemel Shabrakatha? Why how about Shemel Shabrakatham to all you listening? Yeah, you're gonna have them Fleece Johnsons out here. You're gonna have men with super demons on them where they ain't even going for the women. They coming for other men. Like the brother said, Fleece Johnson, you know, the grape artist. And he man, so you men out here too, you gotta watch out, you know. Like for those that have seen the Boondocks, what happened to Chris Hansen. So going on, it says here in Peru. Oh, like I was saying, so in this society, if a man even um pushes a woman with his finger, cops, oh shoot, he assaulted her and all. You do realize that when shit hits the fan, it ain't gonna be a push. You'll be lucky if you get away with just a slap. A woman is telling you here she was beat. Okay, women in this society think that it's so impossible. A man would never do such a, yeah. That's because of how societal laws are. But go and meet these men when shit has hit the fan, and try running your mouth. Try even disagreeing. Try just pissing them off, and see what happens to you. Okay, that spirit of coldness is gonna be on them. They're not gonna feel empathy or sympathy for you. You talk shit, you might not get a slap. You might get a straight right hook or something. You might get knocked out and wake up, and then ribs broken, teeth, a couple teeth missing. That's gonna be reality. And a lot of women ain't never felt that way before. They've been spoiled by the Babylonian society. So to get that cold shock of reality, well, it says in Peru, uh, grape of women by security forces. Whoa, security forces. I thought they were there to provide security for you. You have police officers that do that now. So in that time, 911 ain't working. You are gonna be all by myself. You're gonna be all by yourself, and that's why they're gonna be looking for a man. Oh, no, I don't need no man. I'm an independent woman. I'm strong. I could do this. You're not gonna be looking for your girls. You ain't gonna be looking for your girlfriends and your boo things and hi sweetie pie, and you're not gonna be looking for that. Okay? You're gonna be looking for some protection. Somebody that oh yeah, I'm going, whatever he tells me to do, I'm doing it because I don't know what to do and I'm afraid. It says here, in Peru, rape of women by security forces is common practice in the ongoing armed conflict between the Communist Party of Peru Shining Path and government counter insurgency forces. You hear that? Common practice. If you're found, you're taken. Yeah, you found, you're gonna get thrust through, maybe by a sword, maybe by another weapon. It says in 1992, human rights, and you're not faster than them, especially soldiers. Soldiers are trained to run fast, trained to disarm people. When these troops come in, guess what? You're not gonna outrun these troops. Okay, you're not stronger than them. You can't outrun them. You can scream as loud as you want, but who are you screaming for? Reality can be very painful. It says here, Human Rights Watch documented more than 40 cases of rape of women committed by soldiers during interrogation in Peru's emergency zones or in the course of security force sweeps and massacres. In the violent struggle between Indian security forces and Muslim insurgents in the North India state of Jammu and Kashmir, Human Rights Watch recorded numerous rapes by Indian security and militant groups. In one case, members of an army unit searching a village for suspected militants gang raped at least six women, including an 11-year-old girl and a 60-year-old woman. Not one, not two, but a gang. Capiche? It says one of these women was told by her rape artist, "We have orders from our officers to rape you." Now imagine hearing some shit like that. You think I'm a real, yeah, Officer Brooks. For those that watch that video, Officer Brooks, what's your name and badge number? Go try that shit and see what happens. Your name and badge number? Okay, because you thinking, oh, I'm gonna report him to his superior. Well, anyway, um, actually, let me read this last part. It says, of all the abuses of committed in war, rape is inflicted in particular against women. So you got to watch your back twice as much. Okay? Your homeboy, your friend. Oh, that's just my boy best friend. Oh, is that what he is? Your boy best friend, huh? Okay. Well, he's gonna give you a shoulder to cry upon and something to ride upon. When that time comes, you'll see how much of a best friend he is. When your best friend starts looking at you different, you asking him questions that he's not talking. He's just walking up to you. You're gonna find out how best of friends you truly are and what he's been plotting all those years. It says, although men also are raped, efforts to document wartime rape reveal that women overwhelmingly are its most frequent targets. And yet these women are the ones walking the most carelessly out here, not realizing what's about to be a very real reality. Okay? That's it. Hide your wives, hide your kids. It says in Kenya, for example, of the 192 rapes of Somali refugees documented from February to March 1993, 187 involved women, four were against children, and one was against a man. Now, on top of that, when you get raped, your rape artist is not saying, "Oh, I don't want to have a child. Oh, I don't want to impregnate this chick. You know what I mean? Let me revert myself." They don't give a damn. Okay, they're gonna complete their completion, and then they're gonna leave you. And here you are, you man, shit, you're gonna be all kinds of messed up. This is the book of Isaiah 13 and 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. So loss of children before your eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled. They're gonna be breaking into your crib, and their wives ravished. That means they're gonna be raped. Okay, their wives. So their wives ain't gonna like it, their husbands ain't gonna like it, their kids ain't gonna like it. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. This is not going to be just any one man. This is going to be a man of the Lord. Okay. Like the brother put up here, in Isaiah 4 and 1, warriors for Yahushua H Town 144K. Isaiah 4 and 1, the word reproach in the Strongs is resting upon condition of shame, comma, disgrace. Okay. Reproach, scorn, the feeling of or belief that someone or something is worthless or despicable. Oh my goodness. Okay. You have contempt, despicable, deserving, hatred, and contempt. Why are they gonna feel that way? Because they're gonna be going through certain things. You're gonna have certain women that done got taken, done got graped and juiced. They got grape juiced. Okay, and they're gonna be feeling, man, shit. Or they might have witnessed. Okay, they may be in hiding and they may witness a relative getting abused, and they just managed to barely escape. Them horror movies are gonna be reality very soon. We're not. And you think we're the bad guys. Oh, you guys are always talking about weird and scary stuff, and you guys need to be quiet. And okay, well, when that time happens, make sure you don't scream. Make sure you quiet, since you wanted us to be quiet. All right, it's Isaiah 4 and 1, New Living Translation. In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, "Let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids." It says here, old maid, a single woman regarded as too old for marriage. An old maid is a woman who is not married, especially one who is very old when you hear someone described. Yeah, and they're going because if they're not with you as a man of the Lord, they're out there by themselves, out there for the wolves, and the wolves are hungry. All right. The wolves don't spare. And that's why this is written, Isaiah 32 and 2. It says, "And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest." And that the wind and the tempest is poetic for the destruction and the chaos. And that includes not just the missiles hitting, not all these, but the famines, the aggression, the violence. It says, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So you're gonna realize, because the Lord is gonna put that emphasis on the men of the Lord, and you're gonna see the importance. This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 19, because the men of the Lord are gonna have that hedge of protection. They're not gonna be uh like regular men. All right. Lord willing, we of that elect, we're not gonna be like regular men. We're gonna have the ability and the power and the protection to be provided for and to be protected. Okay. So we're not gonna suffer the same fate as these regular men. Verse 19, it says, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee." All right, which is ultimately going into the missiles. All right before that seventh trouble, which is really that seventh trumpet, we're gonna be delivered out of here so we don't get hit with those missiles. All right. But on another sense, in a complete number of different types of destruction, we're gonna be delivered from. Verse 20, "In famine he shall redeem thee from death." See, so when the famines come, we're not going to starve to death. "And in war from the power of the sword." Well, what is the power of the sword? The power of the sword is used to kill, right? In war. But what else happens in war before the use of the power of the sword? Well, we just read, grape. "Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh." You don't think women are going to want to be under this kind of protection? You think they're going to want to talk and open their mouth then? To piss you off and lose that? No. It says, "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth." Not having eaten and not knowing when you're gonna eat, it's gonna be bad. It says, "For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin." Yeah, because ultimately the Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to protect us and take care of us. And that's why we always let you know that, look, you got to put your faith and trust in the Heavenly Father and His Son. Right now, nothing has happened yet, so you're free to talk your smack. But when this thing happens, you're gonna see horrors. You're gonna live horrors. And if you're not of the elect, you're gonna die in horrors. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna end it there. Lord willing, that was informative and edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.